Before we get into this video, I highly recommend you go pick up Street Fighter V on PC, if you have a PC. Right now it's on Instant Gaming for $11. Definitely worth a pickup. If you're on PlayStation, I'm sorry, I can't help you there. Welcome. Are you completely new to Street Fighter or just fighting games in general? Well, hopefully this guide can help you learn and understand everything you need to know to prepare for Street Fighter 6. You can even practice these things in the Street Fighter 6 beta that's coming up on October 7th to the 10th, if you're lucky enough to get a code. If not, you can always come back to this video and watch it later when the game releases. Starting off, when the game releases, you're going to want to enter World Tour mode, as this will teach you the basics for every beginner, such as attacks, movement, blocking, etc. Then you can move on to training. If training mode is daunting to you, don't fret. Capcom made this iteration of Street Fighter's training mode more intuitive and simple to understand than ever. They have basic drills you can do already implemented in the game, such as whiff punishing, hit confirming, and anti-airing. They've also implemented a modern control style control scheme to help newer players ease into the game, giving special moves an input of just the direction and the special button, so that you can pull off flashy stuff with ease. However, if you do want to get better, I recommend moving away from this control scheme, as it limits the amount of normal moves your character has. In Street Fighter 6, the new mechanic is called Drive System. With 5 mechanics surrounding it, there's Drive Impact, which, if you're familiar with Street Fighter 4, is pretty familiar to the focus attack mechanic. It gives the player armor and crumples the opponent on hit. On block, it knocks them very far back. If you're near the wall, you will get wall splatted and comboed, even if you block it, which makes the corner all that more scary in this game. Drive Parry allows for the player to hold down 2 buttons and parry oncoming attacks. However, this loses to throw, so don't go crazy abusing it. It's meant for reading specific situations. Overdrive is pretty much the EX moves from past Street Fighter games. As I really don't need to go over this, it's pretty straightforward, even if you're not familiar with Street Fighter. Drive Rush is the brand new mechanic to Street Fighter 6 that no Street Fighter has had. This allows you to cancel out your normals or a parry, giving your character a green aura around them when activated. This gives moves different properties, such as more frame advantage on hit, allowing combos that weren't initially possible. It'll mainly be used for pressuring your opponent and hit confirming whiff punishes so that you can optimize your damage. Last but not least, the Drive Reversal is very much like the V Reversal from Street Fighter V, just called Drive Reversal. It knocks your opponent back when they're pressuring you and you're blocking their moves. Learning how to poke in Street Fighter is crucial, as it's the important part of the neutral game. The neutral game is when both players are just moving around, not performing any actions, baiting each other into throwing moves out. So learning your character's best pokes are crucial. Typically you want to keep an eye out for long range moves that are safe on block, as well as leaving a little space between you and the opponent. These will be your best pokes. Once you get comfortable with learning your character's normals and specials, jump into the combo trials. You can of course learn your character's combos, however these are not optimal but more of a foundation. Hit up Twitter and YouTube for the optimal combo tech. You'll thank me later. Now we're going to get a little into the technical side of fighting games. Learning your character and your opponent's character's frame data is very crucial. It lets you know when it's your turn and the end of your turn. Typically in Street Fighter, the fastest a move can be is 3 frames. There are some exceptions, as Gief's critical art in Street Fighter V, and it's 1 frame, but let's just stick to normals for now. Your 3-frame button will typically be your fastest button to try and take your turn back when being pressured. If something is -3 or 4, you're going to want to punish with your fastest button. Knowing this will give you more opportunities to knock your opponent down and pressure them. Speaking of pressure, next we're going to talk about meaties. Well, what is a meaty? A meaty is when you knock your opponent down. Then you stick a button out just as they're waking up into your button. If timed right and they try pressing a button as they're waking up, they'll get stuffed and counter hit. To practice this, set your dummy to wake up and press a button. Then do a knockdown and practice hitting them as they're getting up. If you whiff and get hit, you're doing it too early. This takes some practice, but is definitely a fighting game fundamental you should learn. Counter hits are a big part of Street Fighter and just fighting games in general, as they allow combos that aren't initially possible. Counter hits will typically happen during your opponent's wake up or in the middle of a block string and they try pressing a button. Learning your counter hit combos can be crucial, as it's optimal damage and you can KO your opponent a lot sooner. Well, what if they block? Simple, you create a block string that keeps yourself safe. This is why hit confirming is important. For example, if my opponent blocks my crouching medium punch, I just simply go into a block string, attempting to space myself out from my opponent. To practice this, set the dummy to random guard. Then just practice doing your block string. If they block, end in something safe. If they get hit, end in a special move that knocks them down. Okizeme, or Oki for short, is the art of pressuring your opponent when you knock them down, or the advantage you attain after knocking your opponent down. Knowing which moves keeps you close to your opponent after knocking them down is super important in fighting games, as it allows you to keep aggression on your opponent. When you knock someone down, you have the advantage. Don't be afraid to keep pressuring them. If they wake up with a reversal, don't think too much about it, but keep this in the back of your head. Next time you knock your opponent down, block and just back away. Then punish the reversal attempt for big damage. That's it for this video. If you appreciate or like this video at all and it helped you, drop a like, as it's always appreciated, and sub for more Street Fighter and fighting game content / guides. I'm DarkSynth, signing out. Peace.
Money back, everybody wanna know.